There's an old saying that silence is more powerful than words, and for many Filipinas, this certainly rings true. But why do Filipinas go silent or perform what they call Tampo, and how will you as a foreign man dating a Filipina or even married to a Filipina react when she goes all silent on you? In this video, I'll help you understand why many Filipinas have this behaviour that frustrates many foreign guys to the point it causes some relationships to break down. And I'll also give you some tips on how to handle her silence when she performs this behaviour. Rest assured, it's usually not as dire as some may think, so stay with me here. Just quickly, if you're looking to date a Filipina and are not sure where to start, then why not check out my affiliate link in the pinned comment to the Philippines' #1 dating site where it's free to create an account. I must say, the longer I've been married to my Filipina, the more I understand why so many Filipinas will go silent when they have their feelings hurt in some way by you, even if you don't know what you've supposedly done. Firstly, one needs to understand that for many Filipinas, going quiet when upset or hurt is something they've learnt from when they were very young and is rather a natural behaviour to them. They've seen their mother, aunties and cousins all do the same thing. For many Filipinas, they simply don't like confrontation, and so if you do something that upsets her, then her way of sending you that message is simply to withdraw and become very quiet. Plainly, her goal here is for you to come to her and apologise for upsetting her. Yes, even if you don't know what you've done wrong. This is something rather common in a Filipina and Filipino relationship. But from a foreigner's point of view, he may say, why does she just not say what's wrong and avoid all the drama? Well, the thing is, many Filipinas are rather sensitive and can be dramatic. But it's also, as I said, a natural behaviour for them that they've learnt from a very young age. It's important that if one is going to date, and especially marry a Filipina, that you understand what Tampo is and how you handle this may make or break your relationship. Some foreign guys will say her behaviour is completely unacceptable, and in fact, they may say it's immature, childish and manipulative. And to be honest, I used to think the same thing, but once I understood more about a Filipina, I understood being manipulative or childish is not her intention here. Simply, going quiet is a behaviour she has learnt, what she knows and what she believes is acceptable. And she feels that it's more comfortable to her than talking about what her issue is because she may be worried that will lead to an argument which many Filipinas are desperate to avoid. Now, one must know that there are many different variations of Tampo. Everything from very mild Tampo, where the Filipina may just go into her room for an hour or two to regroup herself before coming out and acting like nothing was ever wrong, right through to some Filipinas performing what I call extreme Tampo, where they'll do this behaviour for many hours and even days on end. These Filipinas just totally shut down from you and ignore you like you're not even there for such a long period of time. And some can actually become abusive or slam doors in the house if you don't go to her and apologise. For me, this extreme Tampo is rather rare, but one can't tolerate this at any level because simply it's bordering on being abusive, and in fact, in some cases, it's outright abuse. But for many of us who have experienced mild Tampo, simple understanding of why she does this and what she wants to achieve is important. And from that, one will realise it's not as bad as one may think. We come from different cultures, so we must expect things like this will crop up from time to time in our relationship with a Filipina. If we know it's a learnt behaviour, that she doesn't want conflict and she wants you to come to her and apologise, give her a hug and kiss, then where's the problem if it'll help the relationship? especially if one values that relationship. There really is no place in a relationship for pride, as often being too proud to apologise can destroy relationships. I believe the way to go about mild Tampo is to let her have her space for an hour or so. Then go and tell her that you apologise if you've done something that's upset her. Now, note here for all you proud guys, apologising is different to saying sorry, as sorry infers you did something to intentionally upset her, and for most of us, we may have no idea what we've done in the first place. It could be a simple miscommunication where you've said something where she's misunderstood what you meant, or perhaps you were a little insensitive in what you said without realising it. Or maybe you took a bit of a glance at an attractive woman and she noticed this and that hurt her feelings. And this can happen especially early in a relationship when she still may be a little insecure. But one must know there are different ways to handle mild Tampo, and how you handle it will dictate if the relationship gets stronger or becomes fractured. Now, one must consider, how often does this behaviour happen? Is it once every 2 or 3 months, or on a daily or even weekly basis? If it's a fairly regular thing, then it's important to chat with her at some point on how this regular behaviour can destroy a relationship. But a word of warning here, only do this once she's calmed down and not when she's upset. After all, you do need to know what it is that's upsetting her so you can change what it is if needed. But for the very mild Tampo, where it may happen every 2 or 3 months, then to me this is rather simple. Go to her after an hour or so and apologise, as I said earlier. Swallow any pride you may have for the good of the relationship. And you do this because you understand this is her way as a Filipina when she's upset. You really shouldn't feel the need to change her from being a Filipina, otherwise, why did you want to be with her in the first place? Accept this as part of who she is, and again, after she is calm, you can always ask her gently what it was that has upset her. Once she knows you will talk without anger or judgment, she'll feel more comfortable to tell you. Some guys I've spoken to rather don't mind when she goes to her room and becomes quiet. They say it allows them time on their own, where some will even go to the pub for a couple of hours. If this works and it's effective, then I say no problem. But as I say, extreme Tampo is another matter altogether, where it can indicate some psychological problems, and I know for me, if ever I saw that, I'd be gone in a flash. Simply, I think Filipinas over many generations have worked out a way to let you know that she's upset without the risk of confrontation while upset or angry, because we all know that when we're emotional, we tend to escalate arguments. This is their way of giving themselves time to calm down and hopefully for their partner to come and comfort them and maybe even get a little bit of loving. It's really not as manipulative or childish as what many of us foreign guys may perceive, and it all comes down to understanding why she does this and how we can handle it. Mild Tampo really isn't all that bad, is it? Leave your comments below in a respectful way, of course. If you want more information on building a strong relationship with a Filipina, then check out the playlist on screen now. Until next time, thanks for watching, stay safe and take care.